Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give praises to, all praise to glory to Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect, 144,000 chosen, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yahshua to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Adar with another report, man. I just recently just did a lesson a little bit earlier about so-called black women, Hebrew Israelite women in power in this system, in Esau's kingdom. If they're being exalted in this kingdom, if they're being used as a voice, you can best believe that somewhere behind the scenes, the Esau, the so-called man, the white man, is pulling the strings. Nicki Minaj loses 100,000 followers after speaking out on Nigerian Christian killings, right? So on the surface, oh yeah, great, she's thinking about, Africa, right? Black people, right? And there are Hebrew Israelites in Nigeria, a lot of them. But Western Renaissance Christianity is white supremacy. Western Renaissance Christianity is the strong delusion. Western Renaissance Christianity is a false doctrine, right? And what do the scriptures say? What do the scriptures say? I suffer not a woman to teach, right? I suffer not a woman to teach. 1 Timothy 2:12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Shut the fuck up, right? What are some of the old precepts? Let the Lord, let Yahweh, let the Lord set a man over the congregation. This is the law, man. Numbers 27:16. Let Yahweh, the Most High, the power of spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation. Right there. Ain't no mention of no females. When remember when Yahweh Shai prayed? I gotta say Jesus, Salakia. Jesus prays all night. Look, Jesus prays all night to choose the 12. To choose the 12 disciples, right? Prayed all night. All night in prayer. When's the last time anybody has prayed all night? Look at this. Luke 6:12. And it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray, and continued all night in prayer to the Most High, to the power, to Yahweh. And when it was day, he called unto him his disciples, and of them he chose 12, whom also he named apostles. Not one fucking female is mentioned. Simon, whom he also named Peter, and Andrew, his brother, James, and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James, the son of Alphaeus, and Simon, also called Zelotes, and Judas, the brother of James, and Judas Iscariot, which also was the traitor. And he came down to them and stood in the plain, and the company of his disciples, and a great multitude of people out of Judea and Jerusalem, and from the sea coast of Tyre and Sidon, which came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases. Not one female is among them. Now, did he not speak to women? No, he spoke to women. Women ministered to him. Women fed them food and gave them, and put money into their ministry, right? Followed them around. He always hung out with Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. He was very fond of Mary. Mary was always sitting at his feet. Mary is a type and shadow of the elect men. Real talk, man. She's a type and shadow of the elect. But she knew, and she knew her place. She never stepped out of line or tried to undermine her position, right? Yahweh Shai constantly honored her, right? He honored her. When she stood behind him weeping and washing his feet with her hair, he spoke kindly to her and used Peter as an example, right? He didn't exalt her over Peter, but he honored her in front of all those men. And later, when she poured the oil of spikenard on his head, Judas complained about it, and he said, "Leave her alone. She's done this for me, and there will be a memorial spoken about her forever." He permanently freaking memorialized her. This is not anti-female, you guys. This is all about the order of Yahweh. And you can't step out of order. And you fucking women who hear this shit and get mad, that's the fucking twisted rebellion that's in you. You want a position that you're not supposed to have. And you want the men in your life to be in a position they're not supposed to have. Women are not the head of men at any time, anywhere. And when you see that, it's a form of punishment. It's a curse. It's an actual judgment, because it goes. You just saw all these examples, right? Women rule over them. It's in Jeremiah, I believe. Or Isaiah, rule over them. So Isaiah, sorry. As for my people, Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Why? Because children are oppressing us. Who are the children? The fucking Edomites, the so-called white man, the colonizers. And because they do everything perverse, they put women in positions of authority they're not supposed to have. They indoctrinate the minds of people through Hollywood, and they raise up actresses. Look at all these. Look at Jane Fonda. We're going to pull it. Hold on. I'm going to come back to this. Look. Shit like Jane Fonda, right? Jane Fonda. This hoe. This fucking hoe. Okay? She's 87 years old. Look how long she's been in movies. Very pretty girl. We're not going around that. She's very pretty. Look how she was used, though. This bitch is single, right? She's been in so many independent, empowering female movies. Her, fucking Dolly Parton. Look, Dolly Parton. What do you see? You see these attractive women, right? You see attractive women. Look, how old is she? She's fucking 79 years old. So all of this hyper-feminism and look, I'm not taking away from the beauty, the giftings, the intelligence, the gifts. They can sing, they can dance. They're excellent actors in theater. They're very theatrical, cooking, very sexy. All that. That's what they're supposed to be, y'all. There's nothing wrong with the beauty and the sexuality of a woman. It has to be contained. A woman is like a fire, you guys. A fire contained. What does it do? It brings warmth. It illuminates. You can cook your food. It's very wonderful to look at. A fucking fire out of control. What happens? It fucking destroys and consumes everything. It has to be contained. And women are not contained in America. There's no hedge. They're all over the place, burning every fucking thing they come in contact with. You got to see this. Oh, you hate women. No, motherfucker. There's order to things, right? You see these women, and they always live these single lives, or they're out in the front while their husband is in the back. That's weird. You only see that in America. You don't see that in the scriptures. You don't see that in the Bible. You don't see that in the scriptures, man. So we go back to women ruling over. This is a judgment. The entire chapter. If you go this whole chapter, for behold, the Lord Yahweh of hosts he does take away from Jerusalem and Judah the staff and the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. So he's affecting the nutrients, right, or food or sustenance, and which is a plague. And then he hits the men. Why? The men are the hedge. But these aren't just any men. These are men who know the law, statutes, and the commandments. These are men who know the name of Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? We'll just say Yahweh because this is the Old Testament. But Yahweh Shai, we knew his name too 2,000 years ago. So these are men who are what? The mighty man, the man of war, the judge, and the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient, the captain of 50, and the captain, the honorable man, and the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes. So we're going to end up losing the hedge of all these men. So all the young men and the young girls, instead of them being brought up in a society where these masculine examples of men are all over the place, with knowledge of the law, the statutes and commandments, with knowledge of prophecy, with knowledge of the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, which then what? It trickles down to the children, because it's trickling down into the women, right? Now the hedge has been removed. the covering, the protection, the order, the stance of a man in the nation. Now the women are all wide the fuck open because another race of men have come in, and because that race of men don't have the law, statutes, commandments, they're letting women do all kind of weirdo shit. And then those women think it's normal and natural, and then that affects the children. It affects the boys who become young fucking effeminate men, and it affects the girls who become young fucking whorish whores, because there's no true masculinity in the situation. Okay, and I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. Right? Go down to 12, I think. Yeah, verse 12. And as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women, and as a result, women rule over them. Oh, my people, they that lead thee cause thee to err. Why? Because this is inversion. This is backwards. This is upside down. You're not supposed to be living like this. We're not supposed to be looking at Nicki fucking Minaj. She's very beautiful, you guys. I personally think she's a fucking excellent lyricist. I'm serious, bro. I'm not, whatever. I think she fucking, I think her deliveries, that song that she did a long time ago, over 10 years ago with fucking that one nigga, it was his only hit, bottoms up, bottoms up. Her delivery, that song was, her rapping in that song was the song. I can't remember his name. He's just known for sleeping around with all the girls in the fucking industry, but he has no records. He's famous for no reason. Anyways, I think she can get down lyrically, and she physically, I've always thought she was fine as shit. She's a fucking harlot, you guys. She's in that system. Look, let's what's her fucking net worth? And look, Nicki, and then what does Minaj mean? Come on, man, Minaj a trois. I said Nicki Minaj, Minaj net, her net worth. You see, bam, look how fucking much she's worth, bro. And she just raps. She doesn't fill out stadiums. Honestly, she probably, I don't even think well, I don't know how streaming works, but that she's got some cheddar, bro. All right, and she's an icon in America, right? I mean, come on, bro. Look who she keeps company with, right? Look at all the shit she's done, right? Look at her work. Let's see. Let's one more thing. Nicki Minaj, body of work. These are her works, just like you guys that do lessons. You have YouTube channels, okay? So, okay, she's fine as fuck. But come on, bro. We're not supposed to see everything she got, right? That's supposed to be for her husband, right? I mean, it's plastic surgery. She's fine as hell, but come on, bro. And she's funny. I'm not. So look at that picture, man. I'm not hating on her, but I'm hating on her. Okay? You got to understand, she's been doing this for the better part of 15 years, right? You're telling me she hasn't been passed around in the industry? And I'm talking about those Edomites, those Amalekites. You don't think that they haven't done ceremonial things? You cannot get on television like this just because you're talented. It doesn't work that way. You have to be down. And I'm almost positive, if we look, I'm pretty sure somewhere in her photos, she does those 666, triple hand signs. I'm almost positive she does it. You can't be that big. Let me see. Let me see. Nicki Minaj, triple six, almost hands, 666 hand signs. Let me see if it pulls it up. It might not. Okay, there goes one. You think there goes the other. So boom, see, all you gotta do is search a little bit. There's more one-eye symbolism. Come on, man. All of them have to do it, right? It looks innocent. It's not. It means something. This is what she's down with, right? They speak in symbols. That's one-eye symbolism. She's covering up her faces. That's that Met Gala shit, right? Come on, she's got all kinds of awards. What the fuck you think this is all about? Come on, man. You don't just walk away from this shit, you guys. Look what she's doing. It's a kinky fucking inverted fucking Catholicism crap, right? Now I'm doing all this to go here. You don't get to come and now be a voice for so-called Yahushai, but they say Jesus. You don't get to stand up for the martyrs. This is bullshit. They do this all the time with these stars. What's her name? What's not Julia, well, Julia Roberts too. The one with the big lips that was married to Brad Pitt. What the fuck's that bitch's name? She does all the action movies. They be trying to have her go to Africa and act like she's a politician. This is one of Esau's strategies, where they get a fucking sold out, left-handed star, and then try to position them in some form of right-handed or conservative position. And then because that person's so famous, look at the comments, bro. Look at this. Loses. Okay, so they're like, she lost 100,000 followers. Well, for one, if she's doing this, she was told to do this. She didn't do this on her own. Who do you think controls the cameras? Would she make a phone call one day? Hey, everybody, to the camera people, I want to go speak about the Christians in Nigeria. And they're like, okay, we're going to give you all this airtime. No. And we're going to make you look good too. No, there's people who there's professional people that set all this shit up because it puts an agenda. It puts a vibration into the atmosphere whenever they put something on that fucking television. That's why it's called television. They're putting a vision. They're putting their left-handed vision into your fucking mind. All right? You can't do all this shit she did, and now you're going to speak for the son of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's not how this shit works, bro. She's fine as hell, but you can't tell me she's been walking around like this whole time and that nobody in that industry hasn't been jumping on her. That's bullshit. She's a Jake woman too, and she's fucking high up there. No, bro, she was passed around, bro. She had to do shit, and she's fine. She's fucking pretty, dude. She's not ugly, man. Anyone that says Nicki Minaj is ugly, you're just being a weirdo. But bro, look at all this shit she's involved in. All the people she's hanging out with, and she's doing all this stuff. You're telling me she's not getting passed around? Look how pretty she is, man. That fucking girl looks good. But she's wicked as shit, bro. And so now she's just going to walk away from that. She's going to walk away from all this? Come on, bro. And now she's going to be a voice for the church, and the scriptures tell you women cannot teach. They can't hold any positions of authority. But remember, we're being ruled by babes, remember? Children are our oppressors, right? Talking about the Edomites. And because they're fucking wicked, they put women in positions of authority, right? And fucking, let's go back to it. Let's get out of here. I just wanted to see that. So she's worth fucking millions. And we're looking at aspects of Isaiah 3 because we are in punishment right now. We're in captivity. Another race of people is in rulership, right? 11, Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. So the children are not the people of the Most High. Somewhat another race of people, the Edomites. And those Edomites put our women, the 2/3 of our people and men, in positions of power, but they make sure that they're dark and they're sold out. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So women have positions of power they're not supposed to have. Why? Because all the men of authority, the orators, the captains of 50, the prophets, the elders, those men have been removed out of the way as a form of punishment. And there's no hedge. So we have no standing men. And the men that are standing now, that are those men, we're still on the bottom. We're declaring this truth. No one's listening to us. But Yahushua is about to submit everything under our feet because he's coming back to rule. Yahweh is about to submit the whole universe under Yahushua's feet, right? And Yahushua is going to get his elect men, and he's going to establish his kingdom on the throne of David. Verse 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to error. What is she doing? She's leading. But who's behind her? Who's using her? The so-called white man.
The superstar used to.
And whenever they speak about you like this, how is the media all of a sudden okay with Christianity? Because they hate the Bible, but Renaissance Western Christianity hides who Esau Edom is because it never mentions the true testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy. And prophecy mentions the hatred and destruction and the judgment of the nation of Edom very violently. But Renaissance Western Christianity doesn't do that. In fact, it promotes so-called white supremacy by putting an image of a white savior in the minds of everybody.
Platform to call out the world's failure to defend religious liberty. She's now backing President Trump's efforts to address violence against Christians in Nigeria. Let's just take a...
How can she be for that? How can she be about fucking Christianity? You know what I'm saying? How can she be about Christianity, bro? When body of works, when she's been doing this. Come on, man. This is what she's built her whole career, being in tight, form-fitting outfits, rapping fucking secular music, right? Yahweh has nothing to do with this. This is all left-handed, man. This is all left-handed, bro. That's all it is, man. It's all left-handed.
Take a listen to what she said.
Faith is under attack in way too many.
And now she's wearing the tight dress. They always do this. They walk around the red carpet naked, but then when they want to be conservative and make a moral declaration that's in perversion, they wear a dress all the way up to their fucking neck.
Places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes,
and they also want to go. Trump wants to go to war in Nigeria. There's something over there they want. But what's the enchantment? We got to go save the Christians from the Muslims. It's bullshit. And the entire American government, what? You got the Pentagon, which is the inside of a pentagram. You got Washington, D.C., which is a pentagram and a fucking compass. They're all Freemasons. They all worship Satan on the left-hand side, but they're worried about the Christians in Nigeria.
Killed.
It's all bullshit, bro.
Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart. And entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray.
Credit to Nicki Minaj.
Look, and that white bitch is, oh, so beautiful. She gets a 10. She's so elegant in her dress. That's all the enchantment. We're going to get on this media and just praise her. Bro, the true gospel is so violent towards the nations and the Edomites that they had to come up with fucking Renaissance Western Christianity to make it fucking palatable for the rest of the world, because the truth is actually scary.
Esther, why is Nicki Minaj one of the few celebrities actually speaking out on this issue?
Because surprisingly, she's one of the few celebrities with the moral compass. And she's picked up on a story that has been largely ignored by much of the Western media. I mean, this year alone, 7,000 Christians in Nigeria have been murdered. Since 2010, you had...
She's reading from a prompt.
Tens of thousands of churches that have been burnt or attacked. You have whole dioceses in certain parts of the country that are being brutally slaughtered on a daily basis. And for her to say this and to actually give credit to President Trump for highlighting this, you know, it's cost her, I believe, on recent estimates, 100,000 followers.
Wow.
But she's worth $150 million, and she hasn't lost anything. And she's also at the end of her career. So look at this. Let me see. Hold on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I want to pull this up. Look what Isaiah 63 verses 1 through 4 says. This is the gospel, all right? Who is this that cometh from Edom? That is the so-called white man with dyed garments from Basra. Basra would be the chief city. The chief city of the so-called white man is America. This is the beacon of white supremacy. So Yahweh Shai is coming from America, where all the so-called white people are at, and his clothes are covered in blood. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his peril, traveling in the greatness of his strength. How about the UFOs, the chariots? I that speak righteousness, mighty to say. This is Most High, his Father speaking. Verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? Yahweh Shai speaks back. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there were none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger. Who's the them? The Edomites and the 2/3. He's going to stomp these motherfuckers, bro, in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments. I'm going to be covered in their blood from head to toe, and I will stain all my raiment. Verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. What's the other one? I believe it's in Revelations. A vesture dipped in blood. Look at this, man. This is a vesture dipped. His vesture is dipped in blood. This is the same. This is just another witness. This is the same revelation of the same prophecy. And he was clothed. Here, let's go back. His eyes. Let's go back again. And I saw heaven opened. Okay, this is the portal opening as the chariot comes through. This is 2 Ezra chapter 13. The man that flew on the mountain. This is Yahushua. So all these are connected. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. That white horse is the fathership, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. So as he's on this chariot, he's judging and making war. He's trampling and getting covered in blood. Verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, because he's in his godlike state, and on his head were many crowns. That's him taking authority over all the heathen nations, ripping their authority, taking their rulerships off of them, and putting them back on his own head. That goes back into in Daniel chapter 9 or 7. Daniel chapter 7, I saw till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. All the rulerships are going to be brought on Yahushua. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. That is not talking about his blood. That is the blood of the Edomites and the 2/3 and the nations. He's whooping their fucking asses. And his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven, the other angels, the wheels of fire surrounding Yahweh's throne in verse 7 or chapter 7 of Daniel. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, other chariots, UFOs, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. That's the fire mentioned in 2 Esdras. Coming out of his mouth, the tempest, the sparkles, and the flame that consumes everyone. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the Almighty God. I'm going to get Daniel 7. Daniel 7. Let me see. Hold on. Boom. And I beheld till, okay, verse 9. Daniel 7 and 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down. There goes your crowns on Yahushua's head. And the Ancient of Days sit, that's his father, whose garment was like white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. And his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. There goes the wheels. There goes the chariots, the armies. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Verse 10. Thousands and thousands ministered, and there goes your armies. And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. And judgment was set, and the books were opened. So you see it, right? And this bitch right here, as pretty as I think she is, and as good at rapping as I think she is, and as amazing as her body and all that good shit, she's out of order. And the race of people that put her in this position is out of order, because this is not her lot to be doing what we do. This is our job. She needs to stay her ass on that stage, shake her booty, and be the whore that she is in this time, because that was her lot to be this on this side. She's gonna loathe herself in the future. She's an Israelite, you guys, but she's gonna loathe herself in the future, like it says, and I believe in Ezekiel 35, 36, 35. She's going to be saved. She probably won't be back on the earth for a long time. She will be destroyed here in America. But when she comes back through one of our bodies, one of our marriages, she will know she will know that she was this person in this lot, and she will hate that she'll look and be like, it wasn't fucking worth it. You know what I mean? But she's not supposed
But I think
to.
what she's gaining is
She's not supposed to be doing this.
a lot more, which is obviously putting attention on this critical issue. And you don't really hear about the persecution of Christians and being taken that seriously. I mean, the number that we just heard quoted, 7,000 killed in Nigeria so far this year, that's the highest number of Christians.
And how come their white Jesus hasn't saved them? Why does Esau, why does the military of America have to go over there and save them? Exactly.
Killed anywhere in the world combined. So it's clearly a massive issue.
Because the Most High is judging his people, because for us to cry out to white Jesus or any other God other than him, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that is transgression for us. And it's time for us to repent. They got access to the internet. They can see that this gospel is being taken all over the world, that this truth is being taken all over the world through the unicorn.
It's being carried out by Islamist groups like Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen, and yet no one is speaking about it, because if you have to praise Donald Trump for actually, bringing attention to this, you'd rather stay silent in the corridors of Hollywood and protect your fickle fan base than actually draw attention to.
They're trying to make it sound like she's making a sacrifice. That bitch is at the end of her fucking career. She wasn't supposed to be as big as she became. Honestly. Seriously, bro. She wasn't supposed to be as big as she was. So she's not making no fucking sacrifice. Oh, she's risking her. This is at the end. She's at the end. America's about to fucking collapse.
Real crisis and a real tragedy.
I mean, what does it say about the 100,000 followers that stopped following Nicki?
So, and we don't even know if 100,000 followers stopped following her. It could be for other reasons. But look, what are they going to try to say?
When she was highlighting violence against Christians in Nigeria. I mean, Nick, what do you make of that?
I think it's unfortunate.
And he's reading. He's not speaking. Look at his eyes. He's reading from a prompt. He's reading something that's already been pre-written.
Indicative of what we see on the left in a lot of these conversations these days. And for some reason, the left has decided that there's virtue in weakness. And because they perceive that Christians are in the majority in the Western world, they can't conceive that potentially Christians in Africa or, Jews in the Middle East could.
And so a so-called Christian is able to spend their time as a woman like this bitch is on the screen. She gets to party with all the wicked elite, rub elbows with the wicked elite, and then when she decides, she gets to just stop what she's doing and get up on stage, and the same wicked elite that control the media is going to give her a spotlight to speak about Christianity. Come on, man. This shit's a fucking joke, man.
Potentially be the victims of their circumstance. So I give Nicki Minaj a ton of credit for speaking out. I hope she can.
Not one mention of the name of the Son of the Most High. Not one warning for America. Not one declaration of the fall of Esau Edom. No mention of the name of Yahweh. Just the word Christians. That was it. She's speaking out for Christians in Nigeria. That's it. No scriptures, no precepts, no prophecies. Just she is speaking out about the Christian faith.
Continues to do it. I hope she inspires others to speak out. But it's a really sad day when it takes, a Hollywood rapper to speak out to bring light to something. When
it's a sad day when it takes a Hollywood rapper. Good Lord.
There's a whole foreign policy establishment at the United Nations that exists theoretically to bring attention to situations just like this and put it to a stop.
Signal principal and pollster Nick Weinstein and writer and broadcaster
Nick Weinstein, an Amalekite. Hey, Esau Edom. And of course, an N-dub, right? Pretty, whoever she is. She's there to help the devil along. Eve always is there helping out the serpent.
Esther Kraku, thank you both so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
That shit is crazy. Yeah, so, yep, just more Queen of Heaven enchantments. With that, I would like to say, I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone of whom I learned from. Shalom to the holy elect taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your This is your brother, Radah Shalom.